Hey, everyone. I'm so excited to be doing this today with you guys. I jumped on just a couple minutes early so that Instagram has a chance to notify everybody that I'm live and let you guys jump on. Hey, Tank, nice to see you. A lush life, Emmanuel. Thank you for joining. Hi. Again, just a couple minutes early so that, Instagram can do its thing and let everybody know that I'm live. Maybe I need more coffee today. I have this rule for myself that after my second cup of coffee, I have to drink a whole thing of my water bottle before I can have anything else. That's my personal rule. Hey, everybody that's joining. So if you did not know, what's happening is Pinterest did their Pinterest Presents, which is like a town hall thing, yesterday. And today, hey cousin, today I am doing a full recap and rundown for you, everything that they talked about. There's a couple pro tips that I have for you and my key takeaways. So literally I have my tablet right here with 4 pages of notes. So thank you all for joining. Hello. 2 minutes until we start. If you can hear chainsaws in the background, I apologize. We had a crazy ice storm roll through here a couple weeks ago, and the number of downed trees is like catastrophic. So there's pretty much chainsaws going all day, every day around our neighborhood. Nothing I can do about it. We're going to roll with it, right? That's working from home now. We all know that that's how it goes, whether it's a chainsaw or a leaf blower or trash trucks or whatever it is. It's just kind of part of our background now, right? So we got another minute before I am going to start, and I'm going to dive right in and give you guys my recap. Okay. I think I'm just going to get started a minute early. That's kind of how I roll. If you're not early, you're late, right? Okay, so today I'm breaking down all the things that were talked about yesterday during Pinterest Presents. As always, the reason I'm doing this is to give you some real talk about what it all means for you as an online entrepreneur, what I'm reading between the lines, and how to think about our Pinterest marketing strategies based on what they tell us. So this live that I'm doing today is not to talk about Pinterest best practices or tell you how to get started. If you're looking for a fantastic resource to get started or better understand Pinterest, then you need to head on over to my profile. My LinkedIn profile is carachace.com/free, and you'll get instant access to my masterclass for all of that. So, okay, what is today about? This Pinterest Presents was about the future of marketing and advertising in general, but particularly for Pinterest, obviously. The hour-and-a-half town hall was hosted by John Kaplan, who's their Chief Revenue Officer. So that gives you an indication, obviously, of where this was focused. It's about money and revenue, both for Pinterest and you as a small business. So I'm going to start with some overall themes that we heard from Pinterest yesterday as sort of a touch point for us. Pinterest is they're all about being the last positive corner of the internet. They have designed their advertising products to be about inspiring action, not interrupting. Pinterest is about connecting with yourself. In fact, one of the quotes that I pulled out was, "Stop taking selfies and take better care of yourself." I think we can all feel that pretty deeply as we're entrenched in social media and digital marketing and really lacking with in-person connection right now. Pinterest also talked a lot about being a place of prediction. If you want to know what's going to trend in the future, not now and not what was trending, Pinterest is where you go. They came out, or they come out with Pinterest Predicts as their trend report every year in the beginning of the year. And last year, they got 8 out of 10 trend predictions correct. That's pretty amazing when we consider the dumpster fire that 2020 turned out to be. And they came out with Pinterest Predicts before everything shut down. But this is not magic. They don't have a crystal ball. They can predict the future because Pinterest is where people go to plan. It's where they go to gather ideas and get inspired. So it's future thinking by design. Lastly, the overall theme, and really the reason why Pinterest put this on, was that all of the above reasons are why you want to spend your advertising dollars on Pinterest as opposed to any number of other choices. Okay, so let's dig in a little deeper and pull out some key points. The first guest was Ben Silbermann, who's the CEO and founder of Pinterest. He talked about how their vision for Pinterest is to be a place where you don't read the news, debate politics, or compare yourself to others. He also said the best marketing in the world is about showing people what's possible. I've said this to clients and my members in Pin Power Method for years. Pinterest is where your audience first looks for solutions that you can help them solve. Ben slid in one super big bomb that he glossed right over and we didn't hear anything more about. And that bomb was soon Pinterest users will be able to sponsor story pins. Why is this a big deal? So Pinterest has been pushing story pins hard since they rolled them out, and there's a lot of debate in the Pinterest marketing community about them. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty today, but one of the main drawbacks is the inability to link out to your website from story pins. This is Pinterest's play to keep users on their platform. Without having any other information, my take is unless they give you the ability to link out from story pins with ad dollars, then I'd rather spend that budget elsewhere. I have to have more of a return on my investment than brand awareness for my money. Hi, everybody who's joined. What they constantly seem to ignore is that most small businesses don't have big marketing budgets. There were several points during the course of Pinterest Presents where they talked about brands who would buy an entire ad vertical for whatever thing, meaning spending tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars on advertising, sometimes per month. Most small businesses do not have that ability. When every dollar counts and matters, especially right now, that money has to be super specific, focused, and have a quantifiable return. So we'll see how that rolls out with story pins and what that actually means to sponsor a story pin. But again, my take is unless they're going to give me the ability to link to my website, which they could very well be doing, they might just be saying you have to pay to be able to do that. We'll see how this goes, and I'll update everybody on my perspective and as they come out with more information about what that means. So then we heard from the global brand team. In short, they talked a lot about the predictive nature of Pinterest and how it's one of the fastest growing platforms. And these are all things that advertisers want to hear. Here was my read between the lines moment with this segment. They said Pinterest users are quote unquote obsessed with video, and they are rolling out a new or repackaged, we don't know yet, ads product called Pinterest Premiere, which is basically video ads. We don't know yet if and how the packages with Pinterest Premiere is going to be different from the current video ads. Again, it was one of those like, that's a pretty big announcement, but they didn't say anything else about it. They just kind of teased it. So here's the point where I read between the lines. I kind of keyed in here is like, that might be a logical fallacy issue. Are Pinterest users really obsessed with video? Or do we have a chicken and egg scenario here? Pinterest has pushed video pins as hard as they've been pushing story pins, and they obviously prioritize both of those in their algorithm. So is it that users are obsessed, or is it that video pins are the content that users are seeing the most often? And so it's not truly an objective metric. Obviously, I love Pinterest for what it can do for business, but these are the moments where you have to take some things with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, they are a profit-driven company. It is what it is. I'm just pointing it out, and you are free to think for yourself. Regardless, in this case, what we know is that video pins are not going away, and Pinterest loves them, whether or not actually the users do. Pinterest does, and that's what they're doing. So here's a pro tip for you. If you create your pin graphics in Canva, you can animate the elements like text. And I'm pretty sure this is for pro accounts only, although I'm not positive. And it will turn that animation into an MP4 that you can upload as a video pin. It's one click and it's super easy, and it's a way for you to take advantage of what Pinterest is saying they want to see more of. So let's move on to my favorite segment, and this was Andrea Mallard's interview with Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek. Dan said one of my favorite quotes of the day, which was, Pinterest is a method of communicating creative language. That was such a precise way of saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and the virtual pin boards that make up the backbone of Pinterest. So he talked about when they were creating Schitt's Creek, they used group boards on Pinterest to gather creative ideas and inspiration for the set, the wardrobe, the design, everything. So for those of you who don't know, my new free training that's linked over in my profile, it's entirely Schitt's Creek themed because I had so much fun making it, and I just laughed the whole time I was creating it. So if you love that show as much as I do, you should go check it out. The big takeaway from Dan's interview is that Pinterest is about feeling good, inspiration, and loving kindness. His advice to marketers, and remember, this whole town hall was really geared towards marketers that have ads money to spend. His advice was, go with something that means something instead of playing it safe. It's a pretty inspiring call to action for marketers, for sure. For the rest of the town hall, we heard from people with disabilities about representations and innovations in accessibility. We heard from American Express about the importance of small business and shopping small. We heard from the shopping team at Pinterest about how Pinterest wants to bring the fun and spontaneity of shopping back, since we're not getting that in person anymore. And we heard from Chrissy Teigen about how inspiration is the new influence. I had a total shower moment idea when thinking about yesterday and kind of digesting everything and thinking about the shopping experience on Pinterest for those of you who sell products and are in e-commerce. You have the opportunity to directly address that people often save pins before they're ready to buy. What if you created a call to action on your product pin that said something like, hey, are you still browsing for the best, whatever your product is? Let's say baby blanket. Are you still browsing for the best baby blanket? Make sure to save this pin to your shopping list board for later. Not only does this tell the Pinterest user that you understand where they are in their buying journey, but it gives them an opportunity to take action or even create a shopping list board if they don't have one, right? If you're saying, hey, save this to your shopping list board, they'll go, oh, I don't have a shopping list board. I should totally have a shopping list board. 2 birds with 1 stone. That's a free one for you. So here are my key takeaways from yesterday's Pinterest Presents. Number 1, Pinterest cares a lot about being a positive, inspiring place for people to be themselves and dream about the future. Number 2, we got a lot of little gold nuggets of what they're going to prioritize for their ads products, story pins and video pins. Number 3, to use Pinterest successfully, you really need to care about your customers' needs and how to best inspire and serve them. So thank you for watching this IG Live today. I'm going to turn this into a TV series episode so we can all watch it later if you weren't able to attend live today. Again, thanks for watching. I'd love to help you more with Pinterest. The best place to get started is by signing up for my free training at carachace.com/free, or you can just tap the link in my profile. Thanks so much. Have a good rest of your Thursday, and I will talk to you all later.